Welcome to Front Up, the Machias edition, and I'm Tony Maker sitting in, and we're going to talk to Geno for a little bit. Geno, I have enjoyed watching, especially, I'm going to start right out by saying my favorite is all the coverage you did after Hurricane Katrina.
Thank you.
Talk to me a little bit about that experience, and how soon after the hurricane did you travel down? How much time did you spend?
Okay, yeah, that's good. It was 1 month later. It happened 1 month later. I took, I actually, the real adventure was going to be, I was going to take this motorhome down there that I wanted to get rid of and give it to somebody that wanted it, but it crapped out on me as soon as I got in it within 30 miles. So I had to leave that and go and get my truck and put my dog in it, and we just went down there, and I just went with my truck. And you know, it was just a great experience. I mean, you just can't imagine how easy it was to get into as well, too, because most people just turned away and just ran away. Mm-hmm. So it was, the accessibility was very easy to get into.
I just want to share that I had the opportunity to go twice. We went in October for 3 days, and then a group of us from down East Maine went back. Oh,
I heard about you guys. That's right.
And helped rebuild a house shortly after that. So I can understand the idea of the act. It was a ghost town.
It was unreal.
Now, but specifically in the areas that you traveled, the senses. I'd like to have you talk about when you got out of your vehicle, not only the people, but for me, it was my senses were overloaded. And if you talk about that a little bit, about what you saw, the smells, the sounds, all of those
things. It was eerily quiet. It was, you know, you've never, we know what quiet is being up here in down East Maine, but you go anywhere else, especially in a city, where you feel that quiet. It depends, it actually did depend on which area I was in. The 9th Ward was the eeriest, you know, because that was completely devastated and there was nobody there. And you're the only guy driving around in these streets. And you're seeing cars packed on top of houses, and you know, some houses completely, you know, off their foundation, piles of stuff, and then you just get out of your car and you can walk into a church, and you can see all the life that once was there in that church, and you can imagine just what you would imagine in any town, in your own town, and just imagine if something devastating happened there like this, and you know, it was. It's something you just have to see, to experience, you know, being there. Then, you know, all the TV coverage can't explain it, really. You have to feel it.
When you were there, the people that you interviewed, the people that you talked to, of course, the national media was portraying one story, which certainly that the federal government wasn't able to do what we thought it should do as far as getting the money and the resources there, but things were happening. In spite of
the churches. I mean, they were the first people there. They have the ability to recognize and where a need is, and to get the troops down there as fast as possible, much faster than any government agencies that's got to dot the I's and cross the T's. And you know, it was amazing how churches were really the big part of. Helping folks out down there. It's really what I ran into mostly.
We're 6 years beyond that. Any thought of going back and seeing where you've been and seeing the changes and the improvements, or trying to meet up with some of those same folks that you...
Actually, I would love to do that. You know, I do think about that often. I see it on TV now, and I know that the economy has really bounced back. You know, when they had the oil spill, there was real worry there for a little while, but I guess that didn't turn out to be as bad as they thought. And so, you know, it's nice to see the economies of Alabama, Mississippi, you know, Louisiana, all those Gulf areas that got hit so badly, just rebounding so nicely. You know, it's been that was a great experience.
Let's move a little closer to home.
Yeah.
You spend time back and forth between what, Cape Cod and
to Nantucket. Nantucket. I got a sister channel down there just like this one, and that's the bread and butter for this channel. That one kind of sponsors this one at this rate, but we're trying to kick this one into gear and offer kind of the same kind of thing that we do down there. And you know, one of the big things that we offer down there is called My 2-Minute Videos. And with the expansion of the speed of the internet, G4 is going to be here sooner than later. G4, even though G3 just hit, G4 is 10 times faster than G3. That means you can actually watch streaming movies, video, anything on your smartphone. So, you know, if you've got a business, I'm trying to create a niche where you need something a little more powerful than just a print ad or a 30-second ad. You want to have a documentary about what it is you do, what your shop does, what your service industry is trying to reach. You use it as a tool. You send it to your clients. You put it on Facebook. Look at social media. Amazing what's happening with social media. So we put it on TV. You have use of it for a year. We make a documentary for you, even if you want to rent your house. I mean, we can do any kind of 2-minute video, a little documentary for anyone, for any message that they want to hit.
And I think for people living in Down East Maine, we still have the idea of a 2-minute video is going to be a commercial on television. And to get beyond that, as you mentioned, Facebook, social media, that it is portable and then can be dropped in so many different places.
Well, look, I mean, you know, look at what's happened to traditional media sources, you know, the newspaper, for instance. They're having to find ways to reach out, and the web and the internet and being online and being visual, you have to do a lot of different things, and we're going into a new era of marketing. You have to think creatively, and you know, we're here to help people do that. It works very, very successfully on Nantucket. I mean, we're an island of what, 3.5 miles, 13 miles long, and you know, so many people use this resource down there. So many shops and even real estate offices and individuals use me to make 2-minute videos for them, and they continue to use them for a year. So it's a good deal for everybody, and you know, that's our niche. That's how we do it.
Talk a little bit of how you got into this business originally.
Okay, well, I was a house painter on Nantucket, and I'd been doing it for 10 years, and I thought to myself, boy, you know, what would be a dream job for me? Well, maybe I'll go to film school, you know. I started saving my money, and I decided to go to a film school in Vancouver, Canada. I did it. It was a trade school, boot camp trade school for filmmakers. I went there for a year, did very well, got my documentary made. They made my movie, but they didn't let me direct it. So that bothered me. So when I got out of school, I made my own version of the movie that the school made. It's called Museum of Love, and if people are watching, you can go to GenoTV.com, and you can actually watch all these old shows, by the way. We have a new website, but you can watch that movie there. And when I came back, I had spent all my money that I earned painting houses on film school for a year and living. I had to go back to painting, and in the process, I decided to try to use the local channel to see if people were, at that time nobody was using local TV. So I started to think, well, I'll make a little variety show. I'll make shows about different things. And I was surprised at how many people saw it. And I started to think, well, maybe I can get out of painting. I could maybe, you know, make little commercials for people. And then I did that, and it took off. And you know, about 5 years later, I had the opportunity to get the channel. It's a grandfathered channel. It's in my basement, in my house, in Nantucket. Okay, so I picked it up from the guy who had it and put it in my basement, and now I have a studio just like this in my basement. All my equipment comes right out of my basement. It flows right to the cable company and out, you know, onto the internet as well. So yeah, it's funky but very effective and lean. And I do sports down there. We do the selectmen's meetings. It's definitely a little heavier duty than this, but you know, like I said, we're going to try to make this one as popular as that one.
So as an educator, I'm thinking about the students that I work with, 7th and 8th grade students who in the state of Maine, we have the MacBook program, the MLTI. They all have MacBooks. They have iMovie. Yeah. They have all of the, so they're making their own little videos.
Oh yeah.
Matter of fact, I was playing around today, still trying to learn some of those things.
Right.
And some of those students even now at the 7th and 8th grade are thinking, this is cool. This is what I want to do. What advice do you give those kids and where they need to go?
That's a very good question. You know, there's two trains of thought. One is that you do go to school and you learn it. You do it that way. For some people, that's the best way. But, you know, there's nothing, one thing that I never forgot when I was in film school, there are three, actually I added a fourth. There are three components to making films. But you could use these four components in anything you want to do. Clear vision, careful planning, brilliant improvisation, and the fourth one that I've put in is tenacity and the dedication to finishing it. Now, you can go to school and you can learn all that, but what good is it if you don't apply yourself and have the vision and carefully plan and use the improvisation to finish your plan and to see your vision through? You know, so for some people, they can just become directors, producers, because their vision is so strong, they're just, and their tenacity so driven, they get it done. For some people, the school was good for me, though. For this school, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. I kind of knew I was going to be a director of some sort. I thought I'd make films, though. I didn't know that I'd get into TV. You know, that's the best advice I could give. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
So if people are interested in having their My 2-minute video made, how do they go about doing that?
Well, okay, My 2-minute video is the commercial side of GenoTV,
Sure.
and you can find those on my website, genotv.com. There's a click on for M2MV. You just click on that and you can see it's a business to business. It's for you to pick up. They call the channel, 255-5911, or go to GenoTV and write to me. We love hearing from people, and you know, we encourage people to use us more. Use us for free ads, for free message zone ads. Anything happening in your community, we hit 26 towns up here, so we're here to help any way we can.
How about covering events in a community? I know that when the governor's wife was here a while back, you covered that for
Yes, we did.
If there was an important event going on in an area that folks wanted coverage, is there a way to contact you? Did you say, is there a possibility for you to?
There is a very good possibility now. I mean, we're still in the process of picking up some camera people and training them. That's the most important thing. I mean, my problem is being in two places at once.
Sure.
And financially, with with what I'm doing down there being so important to just keep this going, it's hard for me to break away. And so, like I said, we are looking for people to train and to learn how to use the cameras in all aspects, actually, of editing. Whatever it takes, we're definitely out there looking for folks to join us if they want to. So, and with the college so close, maybe we'll get a couple of college kids.
There you go. Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for spending some time and sharing GenoTV. And I'm going to say, Harry the Song and Dance Man, he's my favorite.
He's something else. I would love to know where that guy is
That would be
now,
great,
wouldn't it? He would be a guy to find.
Yeah.
Maybe he's, out in L.A., with his gloves, and
He could be.
he's got the big chains on doing rap music. Who knows?
He may be. He may be.
We hope
Geno,
so.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.